Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about a projectile motion. So come to the case of this projectile motion. Here before going to discuss about this projectile motion, please watch my previous videos so that you will be familiar with the concepts. So remember, concepts are very important in the case of physics. Without concepts we cannot solve the problems. So please watch my previous video regarding these concepts. So come to the case. Now we are going to discuss about projectile motion. So here what is a projectile motion means, if a body is being projected by an angle of theta, means if any body is being projected by an angle of theta with respect to horizontal other than 0 or 90 degrees, means we have to project the body other than 0 degree or 90 degrees by an angle of theta with respect to horizontal, then the path followed by the body represents a projectile motion. So here in order to represent that, I am going to consider two axes, x and y axis. So here observe that, and I am going to project the body in the upward direction with initial velocity u and by an angle of theta. So the path followed by the body represents a projectile motion. So here as you observe this, the path followed by the body is being represented as a trajectory. It is being represented as a trajectory. We have to prove this trajectory as a projectile. Already we had discussed that the projectile motion is nothing but it's a combination of two one-dimensional motions. So here the quantities along the x-axis as well as the quantities along the y-axis are independent of one another. The quantities along the x-axis does not depend on y-axis, and the quantities along the y-axis does not depend, whereas the common quantity between x-axis and y-axis is time. The time is the only one quantity which is common in the case of both x and y-axis. So now as you observe that the body is being projected with an initial velocity u along x and y-axis. We know that this velocity will resolve into components as u suffix x equals to u cos theta and u suffix y equals to u sin theta. So the velocity has been resolved into u cos theta and u sin theta. Now here observe that along the horizontal motion or along the x-axis, initial velocity remains constant throughout the path. Initial velocity remains constant throughout the path, means the velocity at the origin is equals to the velocity at this point as well as the velocity at this point. At any point on this path, the velocity remains constant, u cos theta. So based on that we can represent that the acceleration along the x-axis. Here velocity is constant, change in the velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity, u cos theta minus u cos theta is nothing but 0. So based on that we can say that acceleration along the horizontal axis or x-axis is 0, whereas acceleration along the y-axis. Here observe that the body is traveling in the upward direction based on acceleration due to gravity. So based on that we can represent that along y-axis acceleration due to gravity is represented with minus g. Acceleration along the y-axis is represented as a suffix y equals to minus g. So let us represent the quantities of this motion along x-axis and y-axis. X-axis and y-axis. So first of all we have to consider initial velocity. The initial velocity along x-axis is u cos theta and the initial velocity along y-axis is u sin theta. Now we have to represent acceleration. Acceleration along x-axis is 0, a suffix x equals to 0, and acceleration along the y-axis is a suffix y is equals to minus. Now we have to represent the type of motion. Here observe that acceleration is equal to 0 and the body is moving with constant velocity. Based on that we can represent that the body is moving uniformly, or we can represent that it is a uniform motion. It's a uniform motion. So next the body is moving with a uniform accelerated motion. The body is moving with a uniform accelerated motion. So these are the differences between x and y axis. X and y axis. Observe that along x axis velocity is u cos theta, acceleration is 0, and the body is moving with a uniform motion. Uniform motion. And here observe that along y axis velocity is u sin theta and acceleration is minus g, and here the body is moving with a uniform accelerated motion. Uniform accelerated motion. So now here based on that, now we have to prove this trajectory is a projectile. So in order to prove this, here I am going to consider the displacement along x axis, and here we are going to represent based on the equation s equals to ut plus half at square. Already we had represented that the common quantity along x axis and y axis is time t. So based on that, here s equals to x, and here velocity is represented as u suffix x equals to u cos theta, and time is t, and acceleration along the x axis is 0. So if we substitute all these values, here we have x equals to u suffix x is nothing but u cos theta into t plus half into acceleration along the x axis is 0 into t square. So based on that we can represent it as x equals to u cos theta into t. So from this the time is given as t is equals to x by u cos theta. T equals to x by u cos theta. Now we have to represent the displacement along the y axis. So again let us consider the same equation, s equals to ut plus half at square. So u suffix y into a suffix y t square, s suffix y. Whereas the displacement along the y axis is represented as y, and velocity along the y axis is u sin theta, and time is t, and here acceleration along the y axis is minus g. So if we substitute all these values in this equation, here we can give the equation as y is equals to u sin theta into t plus 1 by 2 into minus g into t square, So here based on that we can write the equation as u sin theta into t minus half gt square. Now we have to substitute the value of t in this equation. Why? Because t is common in both cases. That's why we are going to neglect this t. So here based on that we can write it as t is equals to u sin theta into t is x by u cos theta minus half into g into x by u cos theta whole square. X by u cos theta whole square. So here observe that u and u gets cancelled. Sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. So based on that we can write it as tan theta into x. And here observe that minus g by 2 into u cos theta whole square, nothing but u square cos square theta into x square. U square cos square theta into x square. So here as you compare this equation, we can represent that the above equation is in the form of a projectile. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So now we are going to discuss about position vector as well as the velocity vector for this projectile motion. So here in order to prove this position vector, I am going to consider point P on the projectile motion, as well as I am going to draw a perpendicular. So here observe that now we had OP. whereas perpendicular bisector is being represented why because it is in vertical path. So y, and here we consider it as a x. So we had represented the displacements x and y. So now whereas already we had derived the displacement x equals to u cos theta into t, and the displacement y as u sin theta into t minus half gt square in the previous case. So now based on that, the position vector OP bar is given as OP bar equals to displacement along x axis plus displacement along y, where x is nothing but u cos theta into t into I cap plus y is nothing but u sin theta into t minus half gt square into j cap. It represents a position vector. Now we have to find the magnitude for this position vector, whereas the magnitude of this position vector is given as OP bar equals to under root of u cos theta into t whole square plus u sin theta into t minus half gt square whole square. It represents the magnitude of the position vector. The velocity at this point is represented as v. This velocity v resolves into two components as v suffix x and v suffix y, where we know that velocity along the x axis is equals to dx by dt, dx by dt, and we know that displacement along the x axis is d by dt of u cos theta into t. So based on that we can represent it as u cos theta. Now we have to represent the velocity along the y-axis, whereas velocity along y-axis is equals to dy by dt, d by dt of u sin theta into t minus half gt square, half gt square. So if we differentiate this equation, here we get u sin theta minus gt, u sin theta minus gt. Now we have represented velocity along the x-axis and velocity along the y-axis. Then velocity vector is given as v bar equals to vx into I cap plus v suffix y into j cap. So if we substitute these values, here we have u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta minus gt into j cap, gt into j cap. It represents velocity vector, whereas we have to find the magnitude of this velocity vector. Magnitude of this velocity vector is u cos theta whole square. Why? Because vx square plus vy square, nothing but u sin theta minus gt whole square. It represents the magnitude of the velocity vector, and this equation represents the magnitude of position vector. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss about range, time of flight as well as maximum height. So now first of all let us derive the equation for time of a flight. So come to the case of this time of flight. Time of flight is nothing but time taken by the body in order to travel the trajectory. So here it starts at origin and reaches to this point. It is also defined as the sum of time of ascent and time of descent. So here the time of flight equation is being derived by using the equation s equals ut plus half at square, whereas this time of flight is being represented based on this vertical motion. Then here we can represent it as s suffix y is equals to u suffix y into t plus half into a suffix y into t square, a suffix y into t square. Displacement along the vertical axis is represented as s suffix y equals to 0. Velocity along the y-axis is u sin theta. Time of flight is t equals to t, and acceleration along the y-axis is minus j. If we substitute all these values in this equation, here we get 0 equals to u sin theta into t minus half into g t square. So if you bring this u sin theta towards this side, then we have u sin theta into t equals to half g t square. So here one t gets cancelled. Then we have t is equals to 2u sin theta by g. It represents the time of flight. Now we have to derive the equation for maximum height. Maximum height is being derived by using the equation v square minus u square equals to 2as. V square minus u square equals to 2s. Whereas velocity is being represented along the vertical axis and acceleration along the vertical axis. So here we represent s equals to h max and velocity along the y-axis is u sin theta, and velocity at the highest point will be 0. That's why it comes to rest position. So v suffix y equals to 0 and acceleration along the y-axis is minus g. So if we substitute all these values in this equation, we can write it as 0 square minus u sin theta whole square equals to minus 2g into h max. 2g into h max. So based on that, we can write it as minus u square sin square theta equals to minus 2g h max. So minus and minus gets cancelled. From this equation we have h max, maximum height equals to u square sin square theta by 2g. It represents maximum height. Now we have to represent the range, where range is given as the product of a horizontal velocity and time of flight. So here based on that we can write it as r equals to horizontal velocity into time of flight. So if you consider this equation, here we know that horizontal velocity is nothing but u cos theta. So based on that we can write it as r equals to u cos theta into time of flight is 2u sin theta by g. So if we substitute, we have 2u sin theta by g. Observe that u into u. So r equals to u square into. So here we have 2 sin theta into cos theta, nothing but sin 2 theta by g. It represents the equation for range. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So here we had represented the trajectory equation as y equals to x into tan theta minus g by 2u square cos square theta into x square. So here this is the equation we had derived previously, and we had represented that trajectory, given trajectory is a parabola. Now we are going to represent the same equation in terms of range. So in order to represent the same equation in terms of range, we will take x tan theta as common. So if we take x tan theta as common, then we can write it as 1 minus g by 2u square into cos square theta into, here we had taken tan theta, so tan theta into x. So if we substitute here, we have y is equals to x tan theta into 1 minus g by 2u square cos square theta into tan theta can be represented as sin theta by cos theta, So here one cos theta gets cancelled. Then here as you observe that here we have 2 sin theta into cos theta, nothing but sin 2 theta. Then we have y is equals to x tan theta into 1 minus g into x by u square sin 2 theta. So from this equation we can write it as y is equals to x into tan theta into 1 minus x by, I am bringing the g in the downward direction, then we can write it as u square sin 2 theta by g, where we know that range is given as r equals to u square sin 2 theta by g. So if we substitute r in the place of this equation, we can write it as y is equals to x tan theta into 1 minus x by r. So it represents the projectile equation or trajectory equation in terms of range. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So let's solve a numerical based on this projectile motion. Here observe that the height y and a distance x along a horizontal plane of a projectile on a certain planet. He didn't represent the planet, he had represented it as a certain planet, are given by x equals to 60 meters and y is equals to 8t minus 5t square meter. Next we have to find velocity of projection, angle of the projection as well as acceleration due to gravity. So in order to find this here what we do is we just consider the projection. Here observe that as the body is being projected with a velocity u by an angle of theta, the velocity resolves into components as u cos theta and u sin theta. U cos theta and u sin theta. Based on that, here the displacement along the horizontal axis is given as x equals to u cos theta into t. If we compare this equation with this equation, here we have x equals to 60. X and x are same and t are same. So based on that we can represent that u cos theta equals 6. Now and here we know that y is equals to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. So if I compare this equation with this equation, then here we have y is equals to 8t minus 5t square. So as I compare this, here we have u sin theta is equals to 8. U sin theta equals to 8. And here we have half gt square is equals to 5t square. So here t square and t square gets cancelled. We have g is equals to 2 into 5, 10 meter per second square. G equals to 10 meter per second. Now observe that we have to find the velocity of projection, means we have to find u. For this what I do is I just square these two equations and add them. So on squaring and adding, here we get u square cos square theta plus u square sin square theta equals to 6 square plus 8 square. So here if we take u square as common and we know that sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, then here we have u square equals to 6 square is 36 plus 8 square is 64. So based on that we can write it as u square equals to 6, nothing but 100. Then we have u equals to under root of 100. Then u equals to 10 meter per second. So the initial velocity of the body projected is 10 meter per second. So here we had derived initial velocity of the projection as well as acceleration due to gravity. And again here we have to find angle of projection. Whereas angle of projection is being represented by tan theta. Tan theta equals to velocity along the vertical axis, y axis, nothing but u suffix y by u suffix x. So velocity along the y axis is nothing but 8 by velocity along the x axis is 6. So here we get tan theta equals to x by 8 by 6. 4 2s are 4 3s are. So from this here we get tan theta equals to 4 by 3. Theta equals to tan inverse of 4 by 3. It represents the angle of projection. Angle of projection. Take a screenshot. We will continue. The next problem is a body is thrown with initial velocity of 10 meter per second at an angle of 37 degrees from horizontal. Then we have to find the time of flight, maximum height, range and position after 1 second. So in order to find this, here observe that the body is being projected at an angle of 37 degrees with the initial velocity of 10 meter per second. So here u is equals to 10 meter per second. So based on that in time of flight, and we know that time of flight t is equals to 2u sin theta by g. So here as you observe that acceleration along the vertical axis is given as a suffix y is equals to minus g, where minus g is nothing but g is nothing but 10 meter per second square. Here we are considering it as a 10. So a suffix y equals to minus 10 meter per second square, and here velocity is 10 meter per second. So if we substitute these values here, we have t is equals to 2 into u is 10 into sine theta. So here observe that sine 37. Let us consider the maximum height as m, and here sine 37. Sine 37 is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse, nothing but 3 by 5. 3 by 5 by g is 10. So if we substitute this value here, we have t is equals to 10 and 10 gets cancelled. We have 2 into 3 by 5. So here we get a t is equals to 6 by 5. So 6 by 5 is nothing but 1.2 seconds. So overall the time of flight t equals to 1.2 second. So next we have to find maximum height, where we know that h max is equals to u square sine square theta by 2g. U square sine square theta by 2g. So here u, the value of u is 10. Based on that we can represent it as 10 square into sine 37, sine square 37 by 2 into 10. So based on that we can write it as 10 square is nothing but 100 into sine 37. Sine 37 is nothing but 3 by 5. So we can write it as 3 by 5 whole square by 2 into 10. 110 gets cancelled and 2 5s. So we can write it as 5 into 3 square is 9 by 5 square is 25. So if we cancel here, we get 5 5s are 25. So we can write it as 9 by 5. 9 by 5 is 1 point. Still we have 4. 5 8s are 40. So we get 1.8 meter. It represents a maximum height. Next we have to find range, where we know that range is equals to u square sine 2 theta by g. U square sine 2 theta by g. So I am going to split this into 2 sine theta into cos theta. Then we can write it as r equals to u square into 2 sine theta into cos theta by g. Whereas we know that u square, u is nothing but 10. 10 square is 100. 100 into 2 into sine theta is 3 by 5. Sine 37 is 3 by 5 into cos 37 is 4 by 5 by g is 10. So here 1 0 gets cancelled, and as you observe that 5 2s are 10. So based on that we can write it as 2 into 2 4 into 3 into 4. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 into 3 into 4 by 5. So based on that here, as you observe that 4 3s are 12, 4s are 48 by 5. So based on that here, as you observe that 5 9s are 45. So if you keep point again we will have 3, 5 6 are 30. So based on that we can write it as 9.6 meters. So here the range is 9.6 meter. Now we have to find position after 1 second. So now we have to represent the position, whereas the position OP bar is equals to x I cap plus y j cap. So now we have to find the displacement x and y, where we know that x equals to u cos theta into t. U cos theta into t. Here time is 1 second. So if we substitute here, we have x equals to, here we know that u cos theta equals to 10 into cos 37 is 4 by 5. 4 by 5. Then we can write it as 5 2s are 10. So we get u cos theta equals to 8. Now we have to find u sin theta, where u sin theta equals to 10 into sin 37 is 3 by 5. So here 5 2s are 3 into 2 is 6. So observe that we got a u cos theta equals to 8 and u sin theta equals to 6. If we substitute here, u cos theta is 8 into 1. So we get 8 meters. x equals to 8 meter and y is equals to, we know that u sin theta into t minus half gt square. So if we substitute this value here, we have u sin theta is 6 into 1 minus 1 by g is 10 into 1 square. So from this equation we know that 5 2s are 10, so we have 6 minus 5, so we have 1 meter. If we substitute these two values in this equation, then the position vector OP bar equals to 6 I cap plus j cap. It represents a position vector after 1 second. Take a screenshot. Please subscribe my channel and give a like to this video, and don't forget to share this video to your friends. Thank you.